What's up, everyone? Now, I've been thinking that why not do a video talking about why Child's Play 1988 is the best Chucky movie. Now, of course, opinions are subjective. So, yeah, so basically this is pretty much my opinion. So yeah, this is why Child's Play 1988 is the best Chucky movie. I want to explain why. Now, in my personal opinion, this is the best written Child's Play movie out of the franchise. This is the scariest, in my personal opinion, out of the Child's Play franchise as well. And I'm going to explain why in this video. First off, this movie was like the character development throughout this film is really, really good with Detective Mike Norris and Andy Barkley's mom, and of course Andy. Like, all these characters in this movie, the character development throughout this entire movie is great. And then secondly, the opening scene of this movie is iconic. Very iconic, where Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky, before he puts his on the dog, gets chased by Mike Norris, and he gets chased by Mike Norris, the cop, and he goes in the toy store. Chucky tries to shoot at Mike Norris. Mike Norris shoots at him, and Chucky goes in the toy store, and then, of course, Charles Lee Ray, Chucky gets shot. So Chucky gets shot, and then he's about to bleed out, and then he gets, one of the good guy dolls, and then he puts a soul in the good guy doll, and then boom. And then, of course, Andy wants a good guy doll for his birthday, so his mom ends up getting it for him, but she buys it from a homeless man. So therefore, that's how Andy gets the doll and stuff like that. He's happy and all this stuff. Of course, not knowing that, Chucky's possessed by the soul of Charles Lee Ray. And it's a great, great story. And thirdly, the way Chucky, slowly starts turning human as a doll, because he's been in the doll so long throughout the film. So he turns human as a doll throughout the film. The longer he stays in the doll, the more he turns human throughout the entire film. And I like how this movie is a slow burn build-up. They don't just peak too soon. To me, I love Child's Play 2. That's my second favorite out of the franchise. But Child's Play 2 is just a fun movie that I could rewatch over and over and over again. It's a fun movie. Of course, they still have great characters, but it's a fun movie. While this one is the best written out of the franchise, at least in my personal opinion. And the ending is badass. Chucky keeps coming after Andy and his mom. And of course, Mike Norris is there too. And Andy burns Chucky to a crisp. And then Andy says an iconic line, "This is the end, friend." It burns Chucky alive. And then when you first watch the movie, you're thinking he's dead. And then, of course, Andy gets the first aid kit because, Chucky sliced Detective Mike Norris's leg. And he's injured. So Andy goes to grab the first aid kit. And then he turns around. Boom, Chucky's gone. And Andy runs like he knows something's wrong. And Andy runs and Chucky trips him. And he looks up and, oh my God, like, can you imagine, being that young and then the doll's actually alive, and then you trip, and then Chucky's burnt to a crisp. He looked at his scariest. And then Chucky's just chasing after Andy and his mom and throughout the house. And then, of course, Andy's mom grabs a gun and just starts shooting Chucky everywhere. And Chucky's still coming after him. And then she shoots him in the heart by the end of the film. Great freaking ending. Child's Play 1 and 2 has the best cinematic endings in horror movie history. I'll just go out and say that right now. Like, when you rewatch 1 and 2 back to back, it's just insane. So, yeah, the original Child's Play is my favorite out of the franchise. I have some nostalgia's part of it, but I just think this is the best written out of the Child's Play franchise. at least in my personal opinion. I just freaking love this movie. Just by talking about it, I want to just rewatch 1 and 2 back to back. And this is what the case looks like. You know, I bought it on the 20th anniversary. Now Chucky's almost 40 years old. It might be 40 by now. Like the Chucky franchise might be 40 years old now. But yeah, there's the DVD. There's like the 20th anniversary edition. And I freaking love this movie. Like, I don't got no negatives to say, other than there were a few moments where you could tell that there was a little guy in a Chucky suit. There's a few moments you can tell that, but they did use a lot of animatronics in this film, which is thankfully, but I think they used more animatronics in the second film. But I do go on and off between which one I like better, between Child's Play 1988, the original, and Child's Play 2. I go on and off, and I think the closest film that got to be scary again was Curse of Chucky, which is crazy. And I do love the remake, but the remake wasn't that scary, but I still like the remake because the remake actually had a decent story. It really did. It had a good story that most of the franchise in the later sequels started forgetting, and the remake started bringing that back a little bit. So yeah, I enjoyed the remake. I know some people won't agree with me about that, but I enjoyed the remake. I might do a video. I might have did a video a long time ago about it, but I might do a video again talking about why I enjoy the remake quite a bit. So yeah, the original Child's Play. I'm a huge fan of this film. I'm a huge fan of the Chucky franchise. You know, there's really only 3 movies that are not that great. Child's Play 3 is mad, but you know, but there's really 2 that I'm like not that much of a fan of, like Seed of Chucky and Cult of Chucky. Those are like the only 2 I'm like, you know, but the rest of them, Child's Play 3 is mad. The rest of them are great. So yeah, the original Child's Play, 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10 for 1 and 10 out of 10 for part 2. I freaking love both of these movies. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what y'all think of the original Child's Play. Do you like this movie? Do you not like it too much? So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Tell me how y'all like this movie. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share. And also hit the bell so you know when the video is uploaded. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I guess I'm out. Peace.